Okay. All right. So we're gonna make sure y'all can hear me. I don't know why it's giving tipsy turvy leaning. All right. Can y'all hear me though? Let's see. All right. Cause baby, listen. Crazy, 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 crazy day today. Like bananas. But I want to make sure y'all got me. How does it sound? Um, Let me tell y'all something. Today was a lot for me. Today was a lot for me. And y'all know, like, I have thick skin. This thing leaning is like sending me. I usually can take a lot, but I couldn't even take it today. You know what I'm saying? So y'all know how I give it up. I'm gonna run y'all through the day. We're gonna get into some things. I'm gonna show y'all what I can show y'all, and we're gonna talk about it. So if I'm sounding a little tired, it's because, child, I was up today. Hold on, I want to make sure the volume like is on because last time y'all didn't tell me. All right. So basically, I was up today at actually, I can actually show you better than I can tell you if I can get this video out. I was up today at 2 o'clock in the morning. 2 o'clock. Actually, I got up at 2 o'clock and I got to the courthouse at 2:30. When I tell you the line was wrapped around the corner, I was number 58 or 59 in line. All right. Shout out to my guy. I forget his YouTube channel. He's gonna come on here again. But shout out to him because he actually saved me a seat at number 15 at the top. So I was way in the back, child. I had an attitude. I was over it. It was a lot today. They really pressed my buttons today. I had to argue today. Motherfuckers had me up today. Like they really did today. It's a lot. We're gonna have to, I hope y'all comfortable because we got to really get into it all. Okay. So I get there and it's 2 o'clock in the morning, 2:30. I'm over here dead ass tired. I could not sleep. I couldn't do nothing. And it's media everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. One of the guys that came on my platform, he ended up saving me a seat because he brought his nephew. So he had 2 spots in line, and his nephew ended up leaving early and giving me that spot. These people, they want to argue with me, try to take my spot. Then it was a black lady. She gonna try to side with the white man. I have to check her and tell her, mind your business. I'm not talking to you. You can move out my way, because she was trying to tell me like I need to move and I'm not this number and they was this number. They was number 15. I said, ma'am, I don't know what you're talking about. This don't even have nothing to do with you. This has nothing to do with you. And then the guy gonna say, well, I was here first. I said, sir, I haven't seen you all day. You were not here. You weren't here at all. I was sitting here since 2 o'clock in the morning. Okay. And then I got someone's seat. So boom, that happened. Then in walk, so then we chilling, we getting our stuff together, we getting ready. So boom, let me go to my Instagram. As time goes on, everything is kind of happening really quick. Hold on, I'm trying to sign in real quick so I can show y'all everything that I kind of got today. I'm dead tired. I'm so tired, y'all. Hold on, but we got a full show. Hold on. 9, 5. And then, it was an influx of YouTubers. I knew that was going to happen. Once I came, I knew everybody was going to start coming. And then it was the day of the trial. So I knew a lot of people was really going to start coming. So I was like, it was hella people. 953. Hold on. Let me see if I get this text message. Hold on. I'm just getting a text thing so I could show y'all 862-106. So I can show you guys everything that's been going on. So we trying to get into the courtroom. People is trying me left and right. And I'm like, girl, I do not want to have to crash out on these people because I already knew they was going to start bulldoze. They was going to start cutting. It was just going to be a mess. So the first person I see, they walk up is Tyrone Blackburn. So Tyrone Blackburn walks up and see, I had it wrong because I was finna, me and him was about to get into it. Now we cool, but he had one sitter in the seat and had like 4 people with him and then like cut us. So here was Tyrone Blackburn. Let me show you. Ciao. And then I'm gonna tell you about him in a minute. Hold on. Share screen. Let me see. Chrome tab, Instagram. So boom, here goes Tyrone Black. Let me know if y'all can hear.
We're subject to a gag order by the court. So I'm attorney Tyrone Blackburn, and we're not allowed to make any mistakes. So we're not seeing anything.
Okay. Are you representing anyone specifically?
Yes, several people.
Some of the victims?
Several of them.
Several of the victims. Okay. Thank you. What are you guys looking at?
Tyrone Blackburn.
How are your clients feeling?
Just answered her, and I told her they were not making any statements because of the gag order. So.
Thank you.
Just answered her question and said that I'm not making any statements because of the gag order.
And y'all know Tyrone Blackburn is representing Little Rod, but Little Rod's case got thrown out. I think. How do you feel about people saying that you're a clout chasing lawyer?
Just like I answered that woman's question earlier, I'm not speaking as pursuant to the gag order.
So he didn't want to answer that about the clout chasing lawyer stuff. So we had paid that, but I just wanted to know, how does he feel about people calling him a clout chasing, ambulance chasing lawyer? He declined to answer today, which is fine. But so then we had slightly got into it, okay? Because when you walk into the court, okay, things get icky and sticky. Then he start like trying to cut. At least I thought he was trying to cut. Maybe I had it wrong. Maybe I was a little tired and I was on edge. But then he had kind of like hit me. And I'm like, don't touch me. Like, because you're not going to cut me. But in long story short, we all got there. We didn't have no problem. But he had trying to put his elbow on me. I got heated because I was already on edge because white people was trying me. People was cutting me. I was there since 2 a.m. It was a lot going on. Okay. And so I wasn't for it at all today. I was not for it today at all. But it ended up being cool. We ended up getting through it, working out. And so it's cool and it's cute. All right. So that was that. So after that happened, then in walks Jaguar Wright. And she had 3 big security guards. Jaguar Wright came and was doing interviews. I mean, this was like a media, internet. Everybody and their mama was there, was here, okay? Everybody was at the courthouse in New York today for the first day. So boom, I run into Jaguar Wright. So let me show you Jaguar.
Right at the case. They said you're supposed to be in this motherfucker.
So I'm up in this motherfucker.
You here. Wow. They done brought everybody. How are you?
The Jaguar Wright show. Here we
Okay.
are.
Oh, you got this your security too? Oh, wow. Jaguar came with security too.
Nice to meet you. Just first and foremost, I mean, this is, the day of this trial. Again, the trial becomes, what are you feeling, what are you experiencing, how important was it for you to do this?
Paramount. There needs to be someone here who's been here all along. I've been waiting for this moment for 5 years, and here we are. And I'm praying that everyone remembers there are survivors, real life survivors. And I hope that everyone takes into account how necessary a true verdict, a just verdict now. 25 years of pain, 25 years of hurt. And I'm praying that God's just going to do what he told me he's going to do. So I hope we're all just staying in vigilant prayer for everyone on all sides of this. These are human issues, and we need to have real human response.
Jaguars are
Do
cute.
you plan to be here every day? I mean, during this trial, we're expecting to be here.
I'm going to be around.
Have you spoken with anyone who might be possibly testifying, or have you spoken with anybody?
That I cannot say. But what I will say is my prayers for Al B. Shore are being answered day by day. From the moment that we found out he flatlined to the moment we found out he came back. I'm here vigilant for that. Justice for Kim Porter. Support for Cassie.
And I had to get up out of there.
We got Jaguar right
What's
after
going
case.
on?
They said you're supposed to be in this motherfucker.
So I had to get out of there, right? Because then I had to get into upstairs into the line and really get into the case. Okay, so Jaguar was out there. I mean, everybody and their mama was out there today. So now we get into the courtroom. All right. Mind you, I was number 59. I'm gonna post a little vlog about the time I got up. I was way at the back, but somehow I ended up in the courtroom all day, in the courtroom, inside, not the overflow room, inside the courtroom today. Again. So I'm inside the courtroom and we're getting situated. And then in walks the family. Diddy's mama's in there. The twins came. The middle daughter came. Quincy came. He looked good. King Combs came. Justin was there. And the little baby, or the youngest daughter's baby, the newest baby mama, or the latest baby mama, the light-skinned chick, she was there. So everybody was gathered in today. Okay? It was going to be an explosive day, and everybody was ready. Temperatures was flaring. Everybody was upset, and people was like, it was giving that. But we got in, and we relaxed, and we woosad. Hell, it got so bad that the bailiff and the security guard, it was a white lady and like the bailiff guy, he yelled at her and told her, "Can you hold on? Shit, I'm sitting people down." I was like writing stuff down. He was kind of checking her because they was arguing too, because it was just so much movement happening in the courtroom today because it was so busy. So then in walks Diddy. Okay. Diddy's got on all gray. I'm trying to figure out like how he get these clothes. Clothes is clean. Hair is gray. Still looking old. Not looking like his, demure fly self. Very humbled looking, but he's there. He sees his family. They all smile. He does the hard hands to the kids. The girls love it. They're laughing. It's a good thing. One thing that I noticed, those kids, all of those kids are very special. From the girls, the twin girls, the sons, throughout this whole process, they managed to keep themselves in good spirits. And you can tell that they're all really, really close and love each other. It was really refreshing to see. It was refreshing to see. Everybody was watching them and seeing how they were going to move to see how their dad was locked up, right? But they were laughing and joking, and Diddy seemed happy. You know what I mean? And so the first part of the day, we had to pick the jury. I mean, they had to finish picking the jury. I think the jury was fine. It's not that many women on the jury. It's predominantly men. It's like 5 white men, 4 white men. It's like 3 black women, like one kind of ghetto looking one kind of like, well, regular black girl. Then you got an older black lady. So it's like 3 black women. Then you got 3 black guys. You kind of got like a regular, like blue collar black guy. Then you got kind of like, and like an African looking kind of like islander black guy. Then you kind of got a young, kind of like nerdy, but like wears his hoodies and stuff and kind of black guy. They got a bunch of different demographics of black guys. They got a random older Indian guy. Then they have like a fat Hispanic woman, but she's like 23 to 27. They got an old white lady, and the rest are like white men, young. They're like middle-aged. Like they got some middle-aged white guys, and they got like some like 22, 24-year-old white guys. So I think they did pretty good with the jury. Now, the defense was upset when they were picking the jury, though, because the government, the prosecution, when they had to strike out the juries, because when they were finalizing it, out of 9 juries that they were striking out, 7 of them were black, and the prosecution was seemingly striking out a lot of the black jurors, potential jurors. And so I think that this was a move for the press, because Mark, which is on the defense, Diddy's lawyer, he made a bold statement. He said, hey, I just want to make it known that the defense is striking out predominantly our black jury candidates. Everybody went to writing. And so the white lady came up on the prosecution side and said, well, I want to make it clear why, for each one of them, why I'm striking them out. In a nutshell, each one of them juries, one of them either was a gangbanger, one of them had been to jail for 4 years. Another one, one lady, they said that she knew 17 of the people that was mentioned that was affiliated with Diddy, and she was a fan of Making the Band. This lady went and said she was a fan of Making the Band. She even knew Lorianne Gibson. Nobody in the jury pool knew Lorianne. So she had went back to Making the Band, Lorianne Gibson. She was just up there like, yeah, I know Don, Diddy, Making the Band. I'm familiar with them all. They didn't want her. Then they felt like, they said another guy wanted to be on the jury, but he made it seem like he would lose 30% of his income being on the jury. But then they felt like, well, he just wanted to be on the jury because he was like, well, it's okay. I'll just lose my job just to be on the jury. So they felt like, okay, no, this guy just wants to be on the jury. They didn't like that. It was a lot of different variables. So in a nutshell, majority of those black people that they were going to have on the jury had records, crimes attached to them, gang banging cousins, did federal time, or they knew everything about Diddy. But in my mind, though, I don't really think that that's fair, because how many black people are not gonna know about Diddy? You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, you're gonna find some black people that know Diddy. Like most black people know Diddy. So, but them white women was trying to get them black jurors out of there. They did not want a full panel of black jurors. They were finding every single thing to X those juries out. But it was like, they're black. Of course we're going to know Diddy. But they were trying to get him out of there. It's too many blacks. It's too many blacks. It's too many blacks. But, I think that they kind of got it right. And so it ended up kind of being nice to me. It's not that bad. So in walks the jury. And now everybody's ready to go. So we're here now. We're doing opening arguments. And I'm going to tell you this. I don't have a dog in the fight. And I'm going to be 100 with y'all. I'm dead set in the middle right now. So let me tell you what they're getting Diddy on. Racketeering, which is basically creating an enterprise to do your dirty work for you. So the racketeering comes in like, all right, I have like police, I have my officers, my security, my people in line to make sure, to cover stuff up, to make sure stuff is all handled. When I do get my hands dirty, my team of people, they all on payroll, they know how to make muffins disappear. They know how to make people go quiet. So that's the racketeering. It's a system that they feel like he's building that leads into the trafficking. So they're getting them on racketeering, blank trafficking, SA, kidnapping, because they're suggesting that he didn't want to let people leave, kidnapping, and arson, blowing up Kid Cudi car. So these are all the charges that they're trying to get him on. So that woman, so the government came up and they did their opening statements. And they said, Sean Diddy Combs is a monster. So pretty much, he's not a good guy. We got witnesses you will see where he has beat Cassie, stomped her face in. He said there was one time where Cassie was choking on urine by the escort. Allegedly, he had made the escort piss down Cassie's throat. And she was choking on piss. She was choking on piss. I was like, oh my, like they came in hard like that, heavy like that. Mind you, I'm gagging because the kids is sitting there, the two twin daughters, the middle daughter, and all the sons. They said Diddy would get on the drugs. It get high. They got a Jane Doe coming in speaking out and talking about how he choke slammed her. Everything was leading to a freak off. If they wanted to leave the freak off, he would beat them. If they didn't want to freak off no more, he would beat them. They said that he chased one lady, the Jane Doe that's coming, one of the witnesses that's coming in. She ran into her room to hide. He kicked the door down. Then she ran into the bathroom. He kicked the door down. She ran into the closet. He kicked the door down. At some point, she hit him back. And he choke slammed her and beat her and then told her, you're not going to make me have a bad day. And you still got to do this freak off. They said, we're going to see video of the freak offs with the male escorts, with the women high out of their mind. They're going to play the videos in court. Mind you, the kids is sitting in the courtroom. Sitting in the courtroom. They talking about he stepped on Cassie's face, kicked her. Then they said he had an assistant that somehow he pulled his out and showed it to her. She wasn't interested, but I think he started like feeling on her. And then she fell asleep or something at his house. And then he pulled his out and sodomized her. She's coming forward. So they're trying to get him on an SA, kidnapping. Oh, and prostitution. Yep. It's a lot. So you got girls claiming that he's kidnapping them. So they set this whole stage up about how he gets so high off drugs and everything has to lead to a freak off. And if they don't want to do the freak off, they're beaten. And when they do the freak off, they have to be freaked out. So I'm like over there like, whew, this is a lot. Now, the whole time this is happening, I'm looking at the kids. You could tell the daughters was kind of like trying to hang in there. Quincy wouldn't even look at the prosecution. It was like he was just looking forward. He wouldn't even look. He wouldn't even do one of these to see what the lady was talking about because he's facing straight. He was acting like he didn't even want to hear that. Diddy would periodically turn back to the kids and make sure they good. I know he was embarrassed, but he'd look at them and make sure that they were good. You know what I'm saying? And when they kind of give him a nod, they kind of do it like we still got you, Dad. And I'm in there getting teary-eyed because I'm like, this is really, really something else. You know what I'm saying? But it got so bad. I hope I don't cry in here because I really feel bad for those girls. I'm probably tired because I'm about to cry because I feel bad for them kids because it got bad. I'm going to get to it. So that happened. They start to open their arguments. They start to open it, and it's a mess. It is a mess. So then they come and the defense comes and she goes, and I'm thinking, she goes, Diddy, everybody knows Diddy has a temper. Everybody knows Diddy's a drug user. Everybody knows he likes to freak offs. But that's his personal business. You see, he's not paying. These are all consensual. Diddy is a good man. He's a lover. This is not racketeering. This is not prostitution. This is not ape. This is none of that. This is not trafficking. This is just domestic violence. And I'm thinking, what? I'm thinking she's an idiot. Because I'm like, they're about to cook Diddy. But no, this is not a domestic violence suit. So as much as the hitting and the kicking is the gag, that's not what we're looking for. We have to prove reasonable doubt of racketeering, trafficking, prostitution, ape, arson, and kidnapping. So while he kicked and punched Cassie, that's not why he's on trial. He's on trial for trafficking and holding people against their will, allegedly. And coercion. And so when I sat back, I'm like, oh, they had got in front of that real quick. That was interesting because I was feeling like, okay, Diddy's out of here. But at the same time, I'm over here still thinking, in front of your kids and your family, everybody now has to know that you're a drug user, a pill popper, and a freaked out man. And the sons are sitting there. The daughters are still in there. And so this is when it got crazy for me. They called the first witness. Now, the first witness was the security guard at the Intercontinental Hotel in Century City where Cassie Diddy beat up Cassie. Now what they're saying is that fight happened because Diddy had set up a freak off, or made Cassie set up the freak off. Cassie didn't want to do the freak off anymore. She left. And so he beat her A. The security guard is saying there was a man in there. There was another man in there sitting at the edge of the bed in that video. You can't see him in the video, but he was in the hotel room at that time where you seen Diddy come in the hallway and kick and beat on Cassie when he had the towel on. He said that Cassie had a purple eye. He said what ended up happening is he had got a call and they said that there was a woman in distress, and he went to see what was going on with her, but she didn't really say much. She just said she just wanted to go home. He didn't see nothing. It was nothing on the surveillance. But Diddy came out and he was telling Diddy, listen, you got to go back. You got to go into your room, into your hotel. But they was broken vases. They were destroying property with the fight in the hallway. So he did tell him, hey, checkout is about to happen, but you're going to be responsible to pay for your damages that you caused to the apartment. The man says when he went to the door, Diddy had a stack of money like this, almost as bribing him, like, don't say nothing. You don't see nothing. You don't know what happened. Take the money. The man didn't take the money. The man said he didn't even know that the fight had happened until like the next day when he was going over the cameras. Then he found the fight. The man was so messy. He recorded the fight video on his phone to send it to his girlfriend because he felt like nobody was going to believe him. And somehow now the feds have that video. It's two different, it's like 5 videos of this. The man recorded 2 to send to his friends from his phone. That was even in court. And so they were pretty much asking him, what did Cassie look like? What happened? What do you think happened? The man was saying, well, he was trying to help Cassie. He was trying to get her away from him. He didn't call the police because he didn't know if they fought or not. It was just she had a black eye, but he didn't know what happened. And Cassie said, I don't want to press charges. Nothing happened. I just want to get my stuff and I want to leave. So the man ended up having to write an incident report, right? But in the incident report, he didn't write that Cassie had a black eye. He didn't write that there was another guy in the room. He didn't write that he tried to call the police. And he didn't write that Cassie was being held against her will. He actually ended up writing in the incident report that Diddy told Cassie that she should just leave. Right? So they pretty much was setting up the scene to say that Diddy was in there whooping her in that hotel room, and the guy ended up having to come in. The guy also said that Diddy was so turned up because one of the guys, he felt like one of the other co-workers, Diddy thought had a camera in his face, and Diddy was trying to turn up on him, and the guy said he's like strong-armed Diddy to back up. Right? So they're set, and then they played the video, all different variations. Stopped the video, played all the way through, started and stopped it. Watched Cassie get kicked, punched, smacked, grabbed. Mind you, the kids is in there. The daughters is in there. At first, they was trying not to watch it. They was acting like they didn't. I seen them. They was all looking forward. Like, all right, we're not going to watch this. But then I seen them looking over, and I'm just over here feeling for them because I'm like, they really have to watch their daddy punch and kick and step on this woman. The sons is watching too. The whole family in there, the kids is watching that. And then them prosecutors, they didn't give a shit. They slowed it down. They stopped it. They brought it back. They slowed it down again. Then they went step by step, every step. What's happening here? Look at this. What's happening? I mean, they wanted the jury to feel every blow, every kick, every punch, every sock. I'm over here like, this is a lot. This was a lot. This was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot. But then we got to the cross-examination. Because at that point, I was like, oh my God, Diddy is done. But oh no. In that ninth inning, let me tell you this. If you ain't heard nothing else from me, that Brian motherfucking Steele, that Brian motherfucking Steele ain't no hoe. Baby, that Brian Steele in that cross-examination, Brian Steele ain't nothing to play with. Brian Steele is nothing to play with. Diddy has a dream team of lawyers. And I'm going to tell you this right now in front of 7,000 people. This is not a knockout drag out. This is not a KO for Diddy. Diddy has a fighting chance. But I also will tell you this. Them white women are in there, they battling. They in there battling. This is going to be a close call. That Brian Steele got on that stage and cross-examined that security guard. He said, so you're the security guard, right? He said, I want to pull up your incident report. And so like when you do an incident, right? Just follow me. Everything, you want to be, because you're the manager. So you want to have everything thorough. You want to have everything thorough and you want to know what's going on because you have to report it back to your team so your team knows what's going on and we know something happened that day. And the guy was like, yeah, absolutely, 100%. He said, okay. He said, so you said that Cassie had a blue eye, a black eye, or a purple eye. That wasn't in your report. Why was that not in your report? The guy was like, I don't remember the details. I didn't remember. He was like, you didn't remember it then? But you remember it almost 9 years later? Because this incident happened in 2016. So you remember it 10 years later, but you don't remember it then? He said, okay. He said, you told Diddy that you were going to call the police and there was a woman in distress and you were thinking about calling the police. That isn't in your report. So was it that serious? He was like, well, sir, you're just trying to make it seem like the guy was getting flushed. He was getting irritated. He was like, I didn't feel like I had to say all that. He said, you said when you walked in the house, there was another guy in the house. He said, yeah, there was. He said, I'm reading your report. That wasn't in your report. So everything you're saying today, he hit her, he did this, he did that. That wasn't in your report. Then he said, so you put your hand on Diddy, you strong armed Diddy, right? The guy was like, yeah, I kind of put my elbow on him and strong armed him and pushed him back. Brian Steele read the incident report, and the incident report said he grabbed Diddy's hand. He said, well, you having to strong arm him and all of that and use force against him, that's not in your report. It said you grabbed him by the hand. That man was like, well, I did like this, and then I grabbed him by the hand. Then I had to hold him like this. He was like, you just want to make it. He was like, well, I know. He said, no, I'm just saying. You had to make the incident report, but none of the stuff you're talking about today is in the incident report. So you saying that it wasn't that serious or you forgot, but why do you all of a sudden remember everything now, but none of this was in the incident report, but you was just so concerned? You got all this smoke now at the day of trial on the testimony stand, but none of this is in your incident report. Then he said, you said that Cassie told you that she just wants to go home, but Diddy won't let her go home. He said, read line number 8. And line number 8 read something like, Diddy told Cassie to just leave and go home. He said, now that wasn't in your incident report. Actually, what's in your report is that Diddy told Cassie to go home. So where did he kidnap her at? Your Honor, I have no further questions. And I was over here like, oh my God. Oh, no. Then he said, he tried it with this one. He said, you and your manager told Diddy, he said Diddy had on, what did Diddy have on? He said Diddy had on a towel. And you said checkout was coming, right? He said, yeah. He said, and you told Diddy that he had to pay for everything that he damaged, right? Because there was a lot of damages in the hotel. He was like, yeah, I did tell him that. He did have to pay. He said, and then when Diddy opened the door to you and handed you some money, because he had no clothes on, he had no wallet, he had nothing, you thought he was bribing you? The guy was like, we don't take cash. He was like, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying. Maybe he was going to pay you in cash. Like, Brian Steele was pulling nothing out of something. He was pulling. You thought he was bribing you? You guys just told him he had to pay for everything. So when you came to the door, he had the money for you. Don't seem like bribery to me. Where did you get bribery? Because, again, that wasn't in your incident report, that he offered you some money. And you felt like he was bribing you. That wasn't in your incident report. So I'm over here like, whoo. And then I see Justin and King, they're over there like, yes. They laughing out. Because at first, when the prosecution was going, they was looking down a little bit, looking a little defeated, but they was laughing like, yeah, get that nigga, get him. And Diddy over there like, we got that Brian Steele on him. And the kids, you could see them perking up like, yeah, get that nigga. Like they over there laughing to each other. They over there doing that thing like, yeah. And you know, immediately as soon as I'm like, ooh, this is getting good. So then Brian Steele goes and sits down. But them white women ain't playing fair. Let me tell you what them white women did. She was a cold one for this. She said, oh, no. Whatever the lady's name is, we just gonna say Sarah. Sarah? White lady come up, because she wasn't gonna leave it on that, because Brian Steele cooked their witness. Cooked that witness, broke him down. That witness, he was over it. He was getting flustered, he was getting mad. Cooked that witness. So the white lady gets up. We're not done. Sarah, can you put that video back up in the hallway? Now, I see that the defense says that Cassie was free to go. Sarah, can you go to the 1 minute mark and just let it play through? Ask me what played through. This was cut. Ask me what played through. So at that mark, what played through was Cassie walking to the elevator, Diddy coming outside from the back, if you saw the video, dragging her, knocking her down, stepping on her, and dragging her back to the room. Then the white lady said, does that look like he was telling her to go home? You know what? let's play that one more time from the beginning. And she played it again. And she said, you know what? Let's just play the whole thing over. So she played the whole thing over. And she said, he probably told her to go after the fact because it was getting too hot. But that doesn't look like someone that is letting someone go. You see how he's dragging her? Does that look like somebody that's being told to go home? Just leave? No further questions, Your Honor. And I was like, ooh, 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 ooh. I was like, oh, these white bitches, they play it either. I'm like, okay. I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, oh, because she slowed it down for the jury. She wanted the jury to see that. So I'm like, okay. So then that happened. But this, my God, today, that was nothing. Oh, my God. And I need y'all to help me right now. I need y'all to send y'all super chats and y'all donations because this may not get monetized because of what I have to talk about. So please give. I never do this, but please give to the New York Coverage Fund. Y'all can cash at me, or y'all could because in New York is high as hell. Okay, and I got to be out there at 2 a.m. Okay, Cash App, super chat, whatever. And also, if you're new here, we're covering the Diddy trial from start to finish. So make sure you subscribe to the channel because nobody gives it up like we do, okay? So and also share this video because we're trying to get to 10,000 live viewers. Why not? So this is where it got sticky for me. Baby, what is that man's name? Hold on, I gotta go get the book on this. Hold on. Let me go get my book on this. This was some tea. Baby. They said we would like to bring Daniel Phillip to the stand. I didn't know what to expect from Daniel Phillip. I didn't know what Daniel Phillip gave. But Daniel Phillip came there and just made everybody uncomfortable. So let me tell you what Daniel Phillip looked like. Daniel Phillip is about 5'7", 5'8", stocky football player build. You know what I'm saying? Bald head, medium brown skin. So think like a little short, stocky guy, thick, bald head, brown skin. But you could tell he's muscular or whatever. So what we learn about Brian Phillip is between 2011, 2012, 2013, he was working in New York at a male review show. Okay? And he wasn't actually the escort at the time. He was just working for the company. However, I forget how. Oh, he met Cassie through a black dancer, okay, at the Gramercy Park Hotel. So there was a dancer that kind of hooked him up with Cassie or whatever. He got a call from Cassie because they were supposed to, she was having a bachelorette party, and that was the whole thing. She was supposed to be having a bachelorette party, and so he was supposed to have the cop outfit on and, you know, do the whole thing for the women and just be an exotic dancer. Well, comes to find out, when he gets to the house, she says, well, it's just me and my husband. It's my birthday, and he wants me to have a good time if you're down. Apparently, she answered the door with nothing but high heels on and lingerie. With a stack of money, gave him the money. Cassie would do the booking. So his job at this point would be to have sex with Cassie. Okay? So he goes in there. He says, I'm with it. Whatever. So at this point, he said, him and Cassie just start fucking. Oh, then she said, my husband's not gay, so it's fine. Okay? And then I guess she was saying the boss, her boss told him that he would need $200 on arrival, right? So they were in a suite in the main living room. They had velvet couches, candles lit around the table, baby oil, and Astroglide. They said Diddy was sitting in a corner, I'm going to show you, with a white robe on. Let me show you. They said Diddy was in a corner with a hat, I think sunglasses, like this. So when the man walked in, Diddy was sitting like this, right? Cassie's in the lingerie. Diddy's sitting like this in a white robe with this on. The baby oil's on the table. And the Astroglide lube is on the table. The man starts and Cassie, and Diddy's over there jacking. Yes, with the mask on and the hat on. So he didn't know it was Diddy yet. He didn't know what it was given because he didn't know who that was. All the transactions would go through Diddy. Then he said when he hit Cassie, he came so quick, it happened so fast, right? So then he left. But then Cassie texted him and said, can you come back? Maybe 2 minutes later. She said, send me a picture of you have the biggest I've ever seen. And so he sent that and came back and Cassie again. Mind you, the kids are still in there. And they said, well, how much would you make whenever you would do it? He's like, I make $600, between $700 and $6,000. They just put money in my account. Then he said it got to the point where he would go over there multiple times. Sometimes he'd be at Cassie's house. Sometimes he'd go to Diddy's house, drop the addresses, said what they had over there. He said he was Cassie so bad, he would be in her all the time. And Diddy would direct a way to her. Then he would say, blowing her, if you know what I mean. Like drop off your load in her. You know what I'm saying? Like just shoot it, like shooting her. Because he would want them to do it raw. Now, I need you to get close. It's no tea. I didn't tell y'all this the other day because I didn't know if I could tell y'all this because I don't want nothing. I'm not confirming. I'm not denying. I'm not saying. I'm just going to tell y'all. The day when they were going over what you can ask questions-wise to the witnesses on Friday, one of the big things was they didn't really want to get into Cassie's sexual health records and health, like, or something like that. You couldn't ask about things like that. So they didn't want the defense to ask that during the trial. That was interesting to me Friday when I heard it. So today, when we're talking, they're saying that Diddy always wanted him to shoot in Cassie. And sometimes he'd do it. But then it got to a point where one time he even faked it. And then Diddy and Cassie went back into the room and he would just be sitting there for hours and he wouldn't know, like, am I supposed to leave now or am I supposed to stay? He said sometimes it could last for 10 hours. Like, they'll use him and then they go in the room and chill for a minute and then they'll come back, or then like he'll be hitting Cassie and then like Diddy be like, all right, you doing too much. I'm finna go get me some. And then he'll go run a train on Cassie. But one time he said he faked like because he just couldn't do it. He didn't want to do it. And Diddy came out and said, are you sure you nutted in her? Like, I don't like it was almost like Diddy wanted it and like it didn't, where was it? This is what the man is saying. Okay. And so I'm like, wow. Then the man said, this is what got me. The man said that it got to a point where he didn't want to keep sleeping with Cassie with no condom because he wasn't comfortable. He said that he wanted to see her health records first. Then he said he showed his, but she never showed hers. Girl, they said that he said he didn't want to, he was like, I was getting uncomfortable having to keep sleeping with her raw, and I don't know what her health status is, and I'm just like, the thing I wrote, I just wrote big old ST. I'm like, it's something going on with that. I don't know. I can't confirm. I don't know. But he's saying she never showed her health records. And he was getting uncomfortable sleeping with her. Then they said, him and Diddy, they would run trains on her. One time they had another man came in, but then the man was around while he was banging Cassie, looking Diddy in the eyes. And Diddy said, mother, don't you look me in the eyes, because you won't. Like Diddy, Diddy not gay. He just like to watch other men, Cassie. But the man was like, bro, I'm not looking at you. But I guess the man was hitting Cassie, but looking at Diddy. And that was making Diddy uncomfortable. But eventually, Daniel Phillips says Diddy would come out of the, out of the freak off garb, because Diddy was like this with the freak off stuff. Then eventually he stopped wearing that stuff and whatever. So I'm like, well, what else happened? And see, the prosecution was really trying to get to it. And this is where I'm like, it sounded like, if I'm being honest with y'all, this sounded like Cassie was in on it. I'm not gonna lie. The way that this witness was going, it was like Cassie wanted this too. She liked this. She was doing it. It was consensual. She was in on it. He said that Cassie requested that he piss on her. And when he did it, he just went ahead and literally pissed. And Diddy and Cassie said, well, that's not how you do it. You almost have to sprinkle it out little by little. You don't just fuck around. I mean, you don't just come piss on me. You kind of like, you tease me with the water. Go ahead and drizzle me in piss. Don't douse me in piss. You know what I'm saying? You squirt me with piss instead. And so Cassie and Diddy would coach him on how to piss on her. Which lets me know that Young Miami wasn't lying, because Diddy didn't. I know that means Diddy pissed on her. But apparently this was Cassie's request. But the first time when I told you that Cassie was choking, that would, I guess, was another escort where Cassie, and maybe she asked for it, when they earlier on, and we're going to get more into that, where they said that the escort was sitting in Cassie's throat and she was choking on piss. Choking on piss is crazy. Wow. Them girls was freaked out. And I'm over it. Mind you, the kids is in there. So then as it was starting to get graphic like that, the two daughters got up and left. They got up and left. As they should have, because I was uncomfortable watching them watch that and hear that. I get teary-eyed. I think I'm tired, but I'm telling you, I was so uncomfortable watching them watch that and hear that. They don't need to know about piss. Are you crazy? Now, the sun sat in there the entire time, but they was in there kind of like, wow, piss. You know what I mean? And I really think that those kids are something special, because they really knew, like they really kept their energy aligned in the right place. They didn't really waver too much, but as it was getting more graphic, they would look down. But then it turned into, so then he said, well, he kind of stopped wanting to have with them. And they said, well, why? He said, because his thing couldn't go up. He said, well, why? They said, well, why? And they said, because the first time he hit her. So apparently, Diddy had took Cassie into the room, punched her, slapped her, and body slammed her. And he heard the... That's all he heard while he was in the living room. And that was Cassie getting body slammed, choke slammed, and punched out. Apparently, Cassie then came out and ran into the living room where he was at, jumped in his arms. They started kissing or doing something, because it was just finally them two by itself. And then one thing led to another. Then his thing got up and he started banging Cassie out again. But what he didn't know is Diddy allegedly was around the corner. I'm going to show you. He said Diddy was around the corner peeking, doing this. He said Diddy was around the corner looking and peeking and doing this. And once he saw Diddy, he was over it. Okay? He said because he said that he couldn't get what Diddy, but then he said Diddy liked that they was getting along like that. That's what he said. This is crazy. This is crazy. That man said Diddy was around that corner peeking like that. And so I was like, wow. Then he said he had stopped talking to Cassie. Look, I got right here. The girls leave. It's too much. He said every time he met Cassie, every time he see Cassie, he had to bang Cassie in front of Diddy. One place in Gramercy Park Hotel, German Ex's house, Intercontinental, Diddy's house, Cassie's Western Avenue house, Diddy's 210 Western 6th Street house in New York. Oh, and then Diddy would go by the name, like Diddy had an alias name. He didn't go by Diddy. The name would be when they do the freak off at the suit, like if he goes to the hotels, he doesn't say like, oh, you know, send me up to Diddy's room. Cassie would say it's under Black. So Diddy's freaky name or alias name is Black. Okay? They said it can go from 1 hour to 6 hours to 10 hours. They said they did airport role play. Diddy would tell him, don't come yet. Dump inside of Cassie. Touch each other and blow in Cassie. Diddy said they would just rub baby oil on each other. Everybody would be doused in baby oil. And Diddy would say, more oil, more oil. As they're doing, y'all don't have enough oil on you. More oil, more oil. So they have to put more oil and more oil. Yeah. Then he said, you know, once he stopped talking to Cassie, he was trying to check on her from a distance, but he would send her vulgar text messages to see if she would respond because she was with it like that. And if they said, well, what kind of vulgar text messages? And he said, well, do you want me to tell you? And they said, yes. So he would send Cassie messages like, I want to you right now. And sometimes she wouldn't respond. And the girls had came back in and the girls had left again. And this is where they said, yeah, Cassie asked him to piss on her and let a little out on her at a time. And Diddy would be in the corner jacking while the escort pissed on Cassie. Yes. There was a lot going on. And he said that he would almost make a requirement to nut in Cassie. And Diddy would record the phone call, and Diddy would record all the sessions. And he said, listen, they asked like, why didn't you call the police? Why didn't you say anything? Why were you uncomfortable? The guy said he was scared for his life. He never really wanted to say anything because Diddy had taken a picture of his ID. And he felt like, well, he got a picture of my ID. But he said Diddy would take a picture of his ID and call it insurance. And so the escort felt like he was being threatened. So he was afraid to go against Diddy at any point. He also talked about how Diddy had him on Molly. He said one time Diddy gave him so much money, then they got high off Molly, and the man went to Times Square and gave everybody in New York $100. He said he was so euphoric and so turned up, he was so high, he went out and gave all that money Diddy gave him and gave all the money out. He said 2 guys dipped in Cassie. It was him and then a black skinny guy. But the black skinny guy was looking at Diddy. This is the freaky too. So then, this is the other part. He said, he said that sometimes he would know that he wasn't the only one. When he'd come over, he'd probably be the second or third free call. Sometimes it'd be dirty towels on the floor, baby oil on the ground, lube. Just be a mess. So they've been doing it and been doing it and been doing it. Then that's when he had got the erectile dysfunction. And I guess what ended up happening was Diddy and Cassie got into it because Diddy had called her and said, babe, come here. And she didn't come quick enough. Then a bottle came, phew, past her head, bow, hit the wall. Then he pulled Cassie into the bathroom. Pulled her into the bedroom and said, and smacked her. Bit, when I tell you to get over here, you come here now. Or what do you say? No, B, when I tell you to come here, you come. So he threw the bottle at her first. Pow, boom. Then he smacked her, boom, and grabbed her in the bathroom. No, grabbed her up and then popped her. Bow. B, when I tell you to come here, you come, ho. And that's when he was body slamming her and stuff from the shoulders. And so the escort didn't really want to say anything. Look, right here, this is some tea. The escort didn't want to say anything because he remembered Diddy had the ID, and so he was fearing for his life. This is a mess. I don't know why I got, So that's where we at with it. So then we did the cross-examination. I don't know Diddy's, the black attorney's name, but he's trash. He's trying to be like a Brian Steele, and it's just not really working for me. He literally bored the crap out of all of us toward the end to where he's going to even have to get back on the stand tomorrow. They didn't even finish it off. But when I tell you, I'm going to just say this, and I'm going to leave it at that. This case is really good. And yes, it's salacious, but Diddy's not on trial for the hitting. And so that's what's making it so juicy. But if I'm being fair and I'm being honest, this ain't just, Diddy has a dream team. And I feel like, I'm not saying Diddy is innocent by any means. But what I'm also not saying is Cassie was just a complete full-on victim. A piece of me feels like Cassie was in on this a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And so hopefully, I get there tomorrow. We'll see Cassie. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I may not see Cassie because I might be in the overflow room. I just don't have it in me tonight. People are already lining up at their court. When we were leaving the courtroom, people were lining up. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. So I'm going to try to do what I can to get in there. But a little bit of this, Cassie was in on. She was requesting the freak off sometime. She was requesting she was fucking too. Somebody said she was being beat though, but that is true. But that's not what this case is about. So that's why the defense is leaning more into that, because they're like, well, this was domestic violence. But that's not what he's on trial for. He's on trial for racketeering, kidnapping, trafficking, arson. You have to prove that. So it's very, very interesting. Shout out to us. Somebody take a screenshot. We've just hit 11,000 live viewers tonight. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel because we are here in the trenches. Make sure you guys give to our New York fund, please. But, you know, I'm dead. I don't have a dog in the fight. I'm 50-50 in it. But I will say, shout out to Diddy's sons, shout out to Diddy's daughters, because them are some strong kids. They literally sat there and them sons had to endure everything that was said about their father. Could you imagine being famous like that and then you having to sit in courtroom in front of the world and know that your daddy is 55 years old and come with other men and baby oil and Astroglide and he's the cackle of the world and the freakiest nigga on the planet, freaked out like that? And you got to stand behind him. And then imagine, then you got to see him punching women out. That's a lot. That's a lot. And then you got the stepdad, you know, saying that you took out Kim Porter. That's a lot. That's a lot. Them kids, I know they got to be traumatized like hell, but they wearing it well. It's no shade. Them kids is wearing it well. So, shout out to them. I just want to give them some love, all of them. Want to give them all some love. Let me show you. So then I got a chance to catch up with the daughters. Let me show you. You guys really sit through that whole case and kept your spirits high. I really like that for y'all. That was great. Keep your spirits up, y'all. You're doing great. And y'all are eating it. Y'all look good. Y'all are beautiful. Keep smiling. Keep your spirits up.
How are you guys feeling? How'd it go today? Step to the side, please.
They did their thing in there.
Today. Congratulations to NYU, Chet. Give us a little space. Give us a little space. Give us a little space. Step to the side, please. Excuse me. Give us a little space. Give us a little space, please. Come on, give us a little space.
All I'm saying is, you see how young them girls, but imagine them having to hear all that stuff about their father. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's honestly a lot. That's a lot, guys. Y'all know that's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot to deal with. That's a lot to take in. That's a lot to handle. That's a lot to carry. And it's already 8:30. I gotta go find food and lay down because I gotta get back up. I'm just so this is crazy. I gotta get right back up. So we on the scene. We got a lot more to cover tomorrow. I'm gonna be trying to get it to y'all, but in order for me to do so, I gotta get up off here because we got to be right back at it tomorrow. It's we out here. We out here. Yeah, I told you I was gonna cover it for y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Shout out to the Shade Room. Shout out to the Neighborhood Talk. Shout out to academics. Everybody that's posting our clips, showing us love. It's a big deal. It's a big thing. And keep supporting. Follow me on Instagram. And yes. The squatters is all booked. But all right, y'all. I love y'all. I will see you mañana. Peace out.